Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tomales High School for this 2012-2013 North Coast Section Division 6 Baseball Championship between the top-seeded Tomales Braves coming into this game with 11-7 record versus the Point Arena Pirates. Pirates coming in with a 15-1 record. Stephen Davies back with you once again, the final day of the year in our sports coverage here in the North Coast section for the Division 6 championship game. Pleased to be joined by Dave Shepler, Omar Lewis behind the controls, and Hans Webb providing the video coverage for you this afternoon. It's my pleasure to welcome Dave into the broadcast. Dave, certainly beautiful surroundings here in Tomales, just off the coast here north of San Francisco, and well, certainly changeable conditions here. Sunny and mild when we arrived, but now, unfortunately, certainly on the windy side as we move into the late afternoon hours.
Yeah, it definitely is, and great to be along with you, Stephen. And wind, as you mentioned, coming off the Pacific, Tomales Bay down west, and the wind coming in from outfield, center field towards home plate. Looks like these championships really did work themselves out according to plan. Tomales was the number one seed in the NCS Division 6 baseball bracket for the playoffs this year, and Point Arena was the number 2 seed, so now they're here meeting in the championship, getting started a little later than originally planned due to some SAT tests that Point Arena had to finish up out at their school, which caused the starting time to get pushed back, but we're finally arriving close to first pitch. Tomales defeated the California School for the Deaf in the semifinals with a score of 11-2 in a dominant fashion. Point Arena squeaked by Ferndale, the 3 seed, with a 4-3 final, and that's how we got to where we are today.
Indeed, and as you mentioned, the SATs that the Point Arena students had to take finished at about 12:30. Point Arena about a 2-hour and 15-minute drive away from Tomales High School here, and it's tough for both teams, really, because Tomales were here expecting the game to start at 2:30, albeit always academics are more important than athletics at the end of the day. But tough for both teams because Point Arena haven't had a chance to warm up. And for Tomales, they've been here for the best part of an hour now, trying to stay loose and trying to keep their spirits high here as we get ready to start this Division 6 title game. Because, unfortunately, Point Arena was so late arriving on the scene, we're unable to get their starting lineup, so we'll do our best to fill you in on that as we go. We can, however, give you the lineup for the host Tomales Braves. We'll do that right now. Leading off for the Braves, Brennan Potts. He'll play in center field. Batting second, Jimmy Solomon. He'll be out in left field. Batting third, the catcher and the captain, Jacob Brady. Batting fourth, the shortstop, Juan Avalos. Batting fifth will be the third baseman, Ivan Gomez. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Enzi Feliciano. And then batting seventh, the right fielder, Cody Titus. Batting eighth will be Jose Chavaria. And then batting ninth, the other captain, or one of 3 captains, I should say, the pitcher, Morgan Giamona. Giamona on the mound, a right-hander. And they'll give him a little time here to warm up. Certainly an interesting vantage point that we have on the field here. Not quite behind home plate, a little bit off to the side, as you can see from our camera position, but no outfield wall here, at least not towards straightaway center field, so we'll definitely try our best to give you an idea of how deep the ball is being hit here, but as you can see, a grass infield. The customary dirt there around the bases, and then the outfield grass. So we'll fill in the arena, or the Point Arena lineup as we go, as they will send their first batter to the plate here to face Morgan Giamona. So it'll be Point Arena batting then in the top of the first inning. And it appears that it'll be Cody Cisner to lead things off here for the Pirates. So it's Cisner against Giamona. First pitch is swung on and hit. Well, they didn't waste a lot of time. And the right fielder stumbles, lost his footing. Ball into the outfield here for a base hit. Around first goes Cisner on his way to second. He's going to be upstanding with a double. How about that for the Pirates to get things going here, Dave?
Well, you know, here we are just kind of settling in letting our viewers and listeners know how they had no time to warm up, late arriving on the scene as Tomales had been having that opportunity to warm up, and it just takes one pitch, drives it for a double to right center field.
So Cisna doubles. Next batter in the order will be Justin Sundstrom. He grounds to short on a hop, firing across in time for the first out. So Sundstrom is out. And that'll bring up the next batter in the order. It will be number 16, Anthony Halverson. So Sundstrom is the first out of the inning. And that brings up Halverson. Halverson's on deck, excuse me. It'll be Tim Sanders batting third for the Pirates. Ready with a runner on second here and one out in the inning. Pitch is swung, grounded back to the mound. Giamona fires across to first to get the out. Advances a runner to third. So the Pirates have a runner on here on third base. And here's Halverson now.
So at least at the start of the ball game here, the Pirates are certainly not making the pitcher work. There's been a total of 4 pitches, and we've got our fourth batter now.
That one's fouled back to the screen. Yeah, that's a great point to make because Point Arena not wasting any time, being aggressive here. Talk about early in the count, but we've got our first strike against the batter today as Alverson fires that into the screen right side. So the 0-1 from Giamona misses inside, 1-1. Giamona, compact delivery here. Not a lot of action in the windup. It's pitching from the set. It's a quick step forward and then an overhand delivery. That's fouled back out of play. Certainly have a feeling we'll be getting a couple souvenirs here today. Copious foul ground here to each side, and many of the spectators here choosing to view the game from a hilly vantage point. 1-2 delivery here from Giamona. Curveball is fouled off. So Alverson battling here in the at-bat.
And I think our producer Omar said it best as we pulled up. It's really a little reminiscent of the Field of Dreams out here.
Yeah, it is indeed. The only thing missing is the cornfields in the outfield. 1-2 delivery then from Giamona's on its way. That's going to miss outside, 2-2. So Cisna waited no time getting things going here for the Pirates in the top of the first, doubling to right. So right fielder Cody Titus lost his footing. That's going to be another ball outside from Giamona. So count goes full here to Halverson. Outfield playing shallow, shaded slightly towards right. Big gap in left center. That one's fouled off again. So this is a battling at bat here for Halverson in the top of the first. Runner on third is Cisna, excuse me. Halverson, the big righty, with a full count. He swings and clubs that to center field. Should be playable, though. And he make the third out of the inning as Brandon Potts reels that one in. So Cisna threatening for the Pirates here in the top of the first. Giamona gets out of the inning. Through 1. No score between Tomales and Point Arena.
On that last swing by Halverson, as you mentioned, he certainly clubbed it straight away center field, and that may have been our first effect of the wind as it's blowing in from the outfield. That ball just got caught up a little bit. If that wind wasn't in play, it may have made a little bit more of an effort to get over the center fielder's head, but just hung up a little too much in the wind.
This field does indeed face out towards the ocean, so it certainly makes for interesting conditions. A lot of the times we're used to seeing the wind blow out from home plate towards the outfield. Not the case here. So I'll get our first look now at the Point Arena starting pitcher, Tim Sanders. So behind the plate will be, let's take a look. Let's take just a second. We'll try and get the Point Arena defensive alignment for you here. So we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back here for the bottom of the first as Tomales come up to bat. Back with you live then from Tomales High School. Stephen Davies, Dave Chappell, Omar Lewis, Hans Webb. No score here in the bottom of the first, and the Braves, first time at the bat. It's going to be Brendan Potts to lead things off here for the Braves. He looks at ball one from Pirates starting pitcher Tim Sanders. So we can tell you, Sanders on the mound, Sissener behind the plate. At first base, Tyler Rasmussen. At second base, Gavin Malik. At shortstop, be Justin Sundstrom. At third, Anthony Halverson. We'll try and get the outfielders for you when we have an opportunity. Sanders' previous delivery is strikes. The count evens at 1-1. The big righty working from the first base side. Delivers. That one is swung on and grounded to short. Has it on a couple hops. Has to hustle his throw. Gets it across, and he's safe. Nice hustle there by Brendan Potts down the line to beat out the throw. Tough play over there at short. And Tomales have their first runner of the day.
Yeah, very close play at first. It was a bit of a slower hit ball to shortstop. Got a great jump out of the box, did Potts, and was able to beat it out.
So Potts is on base, and that brings up Solomon. Jimmy Solomon, the left fielder here, the second batter in the order. First pitch swung and grounded past the third baseman for a single. Tomales quickly with two runners on here, no outs. A lot of aggressive early swinging that we've seen from both teams. This time Solomon turning on an inside pitch. Grounds it past Halverson at third. So two on, then no out. And real opportunity here for Tomales to get on the board. It's the catcher, Jacob Brady. And that's first pitch swing, ground into short. Tough play here. Took a hop in front of the shortstop. And everybody is safe. And this is a real tough infield here. It's a grass infield. You can see a lot of nicks in the grass, to be sure. And that was a tough play there over at short for Sundstrom. As the ball took an awkward hop right as he was about to go in his glove. So everybody's safe. And that brings up Juan Avalos. Avalos, a right-handed stick. First pitch swinging, fouled off behind us. 0-1 the count.
So you can see the infield playing in. Any ball hit to the infield is going to go to home plate at the force. We'll see if Sanders can keep the ball within the infield.
Indeed, all the infielders, and that pitch is swung on and missed, are playing right on the edge of the grass. Probably not a bad idea, especially with the way we've seen the ball hop over the infield so far. Sanders ahead in the count here, 0-2. Bases loaded here, no outs. Tomales certainly threatening here in the bottom of the first. Sanders 0-2 pitch, curveball misses high.
You know, this is a situation, although there hasn't been a whole lot of hard hit balls here. I mean, two slowly hit balls to short. But, again, Sanders really not having any time to warm up before the game.
0-2, swung on a miss. Good pitch. Took a little something off that one. Right over the outside corner for the first out.
Well, great time for your first strikeout against the opponent's cleanup hitter. Bases loaded, no outs, and gets a huge strikeout.
Here's the third baseman, Ivan Gomez. Ooh. That one, I think, hit the umpire there in the mask. Well, he shake that one off. But Gomez had to duck out of the way as that fastball got away from Sanders there inside. So 1-0 the count. The umpire's a tough guy. He'll hang in there. The 1-0 is foul back. 1-1. A lot of balls been fouled over this wire fence behind us here, so it's only going to make things difficult trying to retrieve the baseballs here. Sanders 1-1 on the way. Curveball. That will bounce foul left side.
Well, if Sanders can get another strikeout here now with two strikes currently on Gomez, boy, that's going to be a potential huge miss opportunity for Tomales. This is a real big at-bat for Gomez.
He was way out in front of that previous pitch. I think he was fooled a little bit by the curveball, but did well to get a piece of it and foul it down the third base line. So the 1-2 pitch. Sanders on its way. Fastball foul back to the screen. Gomez remains alive in the at-bat.
And Gomez just getting a piece of it there. Sanders looks like he's getting a little bit more dialed in now after he's faced the first four batters. Looks like he's had an opportunity to loosen up, and he's showing a good variety of pitches and speeds.
Potts on third, Solomon second, and Brady on first. Pitch is swung on, fouled off out of play, right side. So count holds at 1-2. Good turnout here for sure. A lot of fans here on both sides. Certainly the sun poking through now. 1-2 delivery is swung on. That's fouled off. Deep out of play, left side.
Well, definitely took something off of that curveball, and Gomez was way out in front of it. Looked like he was anticipating at that time, just a little too far out front.
Certainly be a boost of confidence here for Sanders if he can get another K, as you mentioned. So working against Gomez, though, the 1-2 on its way. That one is smashed to right field. Should be playable here for the right fielder, and he's underneath it. So that's Marcus Allard making the out. However, the run will score from third. So Potts is home for the first run of the day, and Tomales take the lead.
Well, that's what you wanted out of Gomez there, your fifth hitter in the lineup. Puts it in play, gets it deep enough to the outfield to score the run, and that's the all-important first run of the ball game. But still a good job by Sanders to get 2 outs now with the bases loaded and so far only given up 1.
Well, again, don't forget, he didn't have a lot of time, or if any time for that matter, to be honest, just to warm up. Runner's going to take off and take second, and Brady will steal second base. So Solomon's now on third. Brady on second. First base open then, with 2 outs in the inning. That one is high. So we're having a little trouble with that high part of the strike zone so far. 1-1 the count then to Feliciano, the DH. And he swings and misses through that one. Just strike 2.
Yeah, Feliciano batting as DH today with Bogdan playing first, and he's not batting for Tomales High School today.
Bogdan playing over at first base for the Braves. So Feliciano fouls that one back to the screen and stays alive in the at-bat. Well, they're certainly making Sanders throw a lot of pitches here in the first inning. The 1-2 on its way. The curveball is fouled back our way, out of play.
Again, like you said, that's where we've probably had about 8 foul balls over the screen so far. A lot of helpers chasing down those balls, get them back in play.
Another 1-2 on its way from Sanders. That's checked the swing. Did Feliciano, fouled that off right side. Certainly a protective swing there by Feliciano. Solomon clapping on his teammate over at third. It's Solomon at third. Brady after the steal down at second base. 2 outs here for Tomales. They lead 1-0. Sanders' curveball just misses. Unlucky there on the inside.
Sure is. That was a little close to take for Feliciano on the inside corner. Just misses. Sanders certainly wanted that one to get out of the inning.
Count evens at 2-2 here for Tim Sanders. The Pirate right-hander with the delivery on the way. Goes back outside and misses. Full count now. Well, that's unlucky. 2 close pitches there on either side of the plate. Can't find the target. Not the end of the world here if he walks the batter, but he certainly doesn't want to give up a hit. Full count delivery swung on and missed. And for the second time, the umpire gets it off the mask.
Yeah, he sure does. This is a rough at bat for the umpire for sure.
Shakes it off, though. And they'll say that Feliciano got a piece of that. So another full count pitch on its way. The 3-2 gets past the catcher. It'll be ball 4.
Well, and like you were saying earlier, this is just quite a few pitches for Sanders. So although he didn't get his warm-ups early on in the game, he's certainly getting them here in the first inning. Luckily for him, he's still only given up 1 run. But now it comes down to Titus coming to the plate, and he's going to have to get an out somehow here.
It is indeed Cody Titus. Now Sanders just getting a little wild here, as we mentioned, having trouble locating that high pitch so far, and that one misses well high and out of the zone. 1-0 here to Titus. Comes back with a curveball that skied right up behind home plate, out of play. 1-1.
So Sanders has done quite a good job of making Tomales High School batters work at the plate. I mean, there's been quite a few fouls. He's just missed getting a couple called strikes on the inside corner, outside corner. It's been quite the battle for him here in the first inning. I think it's going to be a real big lift if he can get this out, though.
Indeed, considering, as we mentioned, little to no warm-up time. The 1-1, the curveball is chopped between third and short. That will score at least one run. Coming around third is Brady, and he's home safe. Quickly, Tomales capitalize here in the top or the bottom of the first, and they're up 3-0.
A huge hit, gets through the hole, just gets by Halverson at third base and the shortstop to creep through to the outfield. Unlucky there, but a great shot by Titus to get the huge 2 RBIs at a time where it counted most with 2 outs.
Tomales looking for more now. First pitch swinging, fouled off right side. So huge hit there by Titus. He's now on first base. It's Feliciano down at second, and here's Jose Chavarria, the 8th batter in the order for the Braves. 3-0 they lead here. It was unlucky on that base hit for Halverson because he certainly reacted well. He just couldn't get the glove on the ball. That's a good pitch there. And now Sanders is quickly up 2 strikes on Chavarria. Perfectly placed ball on that Titus base hit. Scoring 2 runs. Long lead taken by Feliciano off second. Sanders goes to the plate. The curveball is swung on and chopped to second base. They just get it in time. Nice play there by Malik to send that to the shortstop Sundstrom for the 3rd out. But Tomales wastes no time getting runs on the board. A crooked number put up by the Braves. They lead 3-0 after 1 complete. Welcome back to Tomales High School, top of the 2nd inning. And the Pirates have a little work to do here, trailing by 3 runs after Tomales outburst in the bottom of the first. Giamona back on the hill, and the first delivery to Jake Ryan Newhall, the 5th batter in the order. Giamona comes set, fires, pitch swung on by Newhall, foul, right side. Newhall's step out here for extra moment here. Count should be 1-1. Giamona's windup. Oh, and just misses on the outside with the fastball. Count 2-1. Giamona comes back with a curveball. That looked like off the, it did hit the batter. Wow, I thought that came off the knee of the catcher there. So free pass issued to Newhall. And that will bring up Rasmussen. Tyler Rasmussen, the 6th batter in the order now for Point Arena.
If you're just joining us late, we were unable to get the starting lineup for Point Arena as they showed up and didn't get any chance to warm up. Just pretty much started the game, bang, bang, and first time through the order.
So one guy come off the bus wearing pajamas. So
yeah, right.
Probably got straight out of bed, went to take his SATs, then got on the bus and got down here. So Certainly a busy day for the Pirates, both in the classroom out on the field. Already with a runner on after the hit batter. And here's Rasmussen now looking at a ball. 2-0 the count then. That one swung on and fouled back. Fans, getting out of the way as one of the fans takes it off the chest. 2-1 now.
And of course, the game did get started late. It was scheduled for 2:30, and initially this championship game today was scheduled for 1 o'clock. So it had been pushed back a couple of times for the SAT scores, as you mentioned.
1-1 is actually counting, excuse us, after that previous pitch is fouled off into the crowd. That's going to miss 2-1. And you get the feeling that we're going to have a ball hit our way at some point today. Omar Lewis here to my right, ready to dive on the equipment and protect the Play on Sports gear. It survived this far during the year. Can it survive one more day? That pitch is swung on and missed. 2-2 now the count.
Rasmussen fooled on that one. Almost a bit of a protective swing, but he certainly got fooled. Great pitch that time by Giamona.
Yeah, right over the inside portion of the plate. 2-2 delivery on its way. Swung on and skied to about second base. Making the play and reeling it in is Chavaria for the first out. So Newhall was hit to start the inning. Rasmussen flies out to second for first out. That will bring up the next batter now for Point Arena. It will be Marcus Allard. He's out in right field today. So Allard now the 7th batter in the order for Point Arena. Fire across the first is showing up the lead taken by Newhall. Point Arena trailing by 3 here in the top of the second. Giamona, good pitch. Allard waves at that one.
That pitch looked to be a little up and away, and great placement.
Giamona certainly settling in here. Pitch swung on and missed again. Looked like the same pitch there that time. Again, fooling Allard. Count quickly now 0-2 in the favor of Morgan Giamona. Quick look back to first. The pitch is swung on and missed. Strikes him out on 3 pitches. Allard is gone. The next batter on his way to the plate, it will be Malik. So Malik, the 8th batter in the order. Boy, Giamona settling in here. First delivery to Malik is in there for a strike at the knees. Total opposite to Sanders here. Giamona's sailed in, working quickly. Grounded to first and through for a base hit. And that gets past the second baseman, so that's going to roll into left field. Hustling to third is Newhall, and he'll get there. As the third baseman went over to cover second, that throw got past the second baseman. Giamona had to go and cover third, and that allowed Newhall to advance to third. And in the meantime, Malik down at second base.
That's great heads-up running by Newhall. He, like you mentioned, he sees the third baseman Gomez going to retrieve the ball, which left nobody holding the bag, and great heads-up running and third base coaching that time.
It was going to be a tough play because the base runner, Newhall, had gone in front of the first baseman when that ball was hit by Malik. That's allowed it to get into right field. Here's a delivery then to Luke Arana, the 9th batter in the order. Arana, right-handed stick, takes strike 1. Runners on second and third here for the Pirates. That one gets past the catcher. Coming from home, it's Newhall. He's going to have to be quick. He slides in and beats the tag. Well, I think he's always going to get underneath the tag there, but he certainly slid in the right way.
Well, we sure have seen some aggressive and smart base running by Newhall that time. Already down 3-0 with 2 outs. Got to take some risks here in the championship game. Job well done as he beats the throw and gets underneath it.
Point Arena get that first run on the board. Arana swings at that one. Tough play here. Second baseman Chavaria underneath it and makes the third out. But Point Arena will be pleased to have scored a run in that top of the second. Through 1.5. It's Tomales 3, Point Arena 1. Bottom of the second inning, Stephen Davies alongside Dave Shepler, Omar Lewis, and Hans Webb. Really an entertaining start to this Division 6 title game. Point Arena get their first run on the board. It's 3-1 here, bottom of the second inning. And that's Giamona swinging at the first pitch, a ninth batter in the order, and he's going to be out 6-3. Nice play over there at short by Sundstrom to get the first out of the inning. Hopefully this is an inning if you're Point Arena now where not only does your starting pitcher start to settle in the game, but also the infield is, again, a little indication of how this field plays. Top of the order then, and Brennan Potts already with a single on the day as that pitch from Sanders rolls to the backstop. Want to know the count. Well, something poked out for a moment, but now hidden back behind the cloud cover here. Wind still blowing in from the outfield. The 1-0. Just misses 2-0.
Now, you made a great point, Stephen. Typically, especially a road team gets a chance to check out the field and the conditions and so forth, especially in a championship game, something Point Arena did not get the opportunity to do.
2-0 is in there for a strike in the inside corner. And, yeah, I think about maybe 5 or 6 of the Point Arena players were actually here when we arrived, the rest of them arriving by bus, coming down from the school after they'd taken their tests. That pitch is well high and out of the zone, 3-1.
Sanders struggling to find the location here in the bottom of the second so far. Did get the one quick out, but here with Potts has struggled high and away.
Infield certainly playing further in than they normally would. That one's skied to left, but that should be playable for Newhall. He's underneath it for the second out. Typically, you'd see the middle infield is playing back more towards the edge of the dirt, but in this case, both Sundstrom and Malik are playing halfway towards the grass infield. So perhaps thinking they like their chances now, having read this infield a little bit. 2 outs in the inning. And here's Solomon. A little chin music inside, misses high, ball 1. Want to know the count here with 2 outs. Tomales leading this game 3-1, the Division 6 title game. Sanders' next delivery on its way, and that hits the batter. Hits him right on the shoulder, so the control woes continue here for Sanders in the bottom of the second inning.
Well, Sanders got close a few times on Potts with some of the pitches high and up near his chin. Here he finally does hit the batter and puts Solomon on first base with 2 outs. Solomon's been on base twice now in the game. He singled his first time up in the first.
Time called as Jacob Brady steps out momentarily, gets a little dirt on the hands, and gets ready for the first pitch from Sanders. Halverson about 10 steps in from the line third. Infield is halfway between the grass and the outfield. Fire across the first, shorten up the lead. Again, as we mentioned, no fences really to speak of except in deep left and right field. So certainly a lot of ground out there to cover. Pitch is swung on and should be playable here for Malik. He's underneath it. Comes in and makes the third out. So Sanders settles down a little bit there, but more importantly, his defense backs him up a little bit. Through 2 complete. It's Tomales 3, Point Arena 1. And if you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game that you're enjoying here this afternoon, then please tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. And Play On Sports, of course, is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information as well as links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action you see every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Top of the third inning, and let's turn it over to Dave.
Thank you, Stephen, for those first couple innings. It's play-by-play, and we'll come here to the top of the third with Point Arena coming to bat. Down 3-1, as you mentioned. at this point, hopefully settling in here on the campus at Tomales High School after showing up and being plunged right into game time. First pitch by Giamona, fly it out to second baseman, will catch it just creeping out to the outfield grass there, able to make the catch. That was Shivaria making the fly out, and that'll send Cody back to the dugout, and that'll bring up our batter Justin Sundstrom, shortstop for Point Arena. First pitch grounded to short. Hop, throw to first in time, and that'll be the second out.
Good play by Avalos there over at shortstop. Going to be tough on a couple of hops coming his way. Sharply hit ground ball there, but got his body behind the ball. Read that well and fires across for the second out.
That'll now bring up pitcher Tim Sanders. We'll see if he can help his cause here at the plate. Currently down 3-1. First pitch, little high and inside, ball one.
You'd like to see Sanders take a couple pitches here. Try and force Giamona to throw to him.
Second pitch low, swung on by Sanders. That's foul down left field foul line. Even the counts at 1-1. And I think you bring up a good point there. 2 quick outs in the inning. I think Sanders would like to have a little more time before he gets back on the mound. Giamona's pitch will be outside. Count now goes to 2-1. 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. Giamona's pitch, that time fouled down the right field foul line.
Pitch in on the hands there of Sanders and just got a piece of it, foul that off right side. But yeah, you're right. I mean, 2 outs here, 2 strikes on Sanders. He'd like a little time to catch his breath here, but unless he puts this in play, he could be right back out on the mound.
And ball inside, that's going to give us a full count, 3-2. As Giamona pitches to his inside, and Sanders gets the walk. So there he does extend the inning, gives himself a little more time, and that's going to bring up the cleanup hitter Anthony Halverson to the plate, third baseman. First time up to the plate, he flied out to center as the ball got caught up in the wind.
Good at bat there by Sanders, though, especially good eye on those last 2 pitches. And Halverson gives that a ride.
Well, for the second straight time, Halverson flies out to center field. He hit it pretty much in an identical spot as the first time, and that'll end the 2-out rally as they go back to the dugout. We'll head to the bottom of the third with Tomales High School leading 3-1 in the Division VI NCS Championship game. Welcome back to the NCS Division VI Baseball Championships here on the campus of Tomales High School, where Tomales currently leads Point Arena 3-1 as we're heading to the bottom of the third. My broadcast partner, Stephen Davies, has taken off for the rest of the day due to scheduling conflicts. This game was initially supposed to start at 1 o'clock p.m., then got pushed back to 2:30, and then due to SAT testing for Point Arena, the game got started then late, roughly around 3 o'clock. So we're going to go ahead and take it over from here. It's Dave Shepler on your play-by-play with my producer Omar and cameraman Hans. First pitch here in the bottom of the third, popped foul back over the Tomales dugout. That'll bring the count to 0-1. Pitcher Tim Sanders on the mound, gave up 3 runs in the first inning. Came back with a solid second, giving up 0 runs there, and now we're in the bottom of the third. Pitch by Sanders. Again, foul tipped that time by Juan Avalos, who's a current batter for Tomales High School. Avalos struck out his first time at bat. Not looking to repeat that here, but down 0-2. Curveball again fouled. That'll keep the count at 0-2. Foul ball over the visiting Point Arena's dugout. Breeze picking up here, blowing from the outfield in the face of the batter. Sanders winds in the pitch. Again fouled back. So Avalos staying alive, but Sanders battling, trying to get that third strike as the count continues 0-2. Pitch by Sanders, curveball hit deep to left field. Is it going to stay fair? Just goes foul. The wind caught it just at the end, just enough. That ball was hit deep and was sure to be at least a double. Instead, that's going to be a very long foul ball, and Avalos makes a long trek back to the batter's box. Unlucky there with the wind, as I had just been mentioning. A pretty good gust. We're right along the Pacific Ocean, and that breeze is blowing in from the outfield from right to left in the batter's face, and just missed extra bases there. Sanders winds in the 0-2. Ball in the dirt, and Avalos will finally get a chance to step back and get a ball in his favor. The count goes to 1-2. One-two delivery again. Avalos just gets a piece of it as the ball gets fouled back and hits our umpire. Staying alive. This is quite the long at bat here, and battle between Sanders and Avalos. No outs. 1-2 delivery. And a called strike 3. So that's a second strikeout of the game now for the cleanup hitter Juan Avalos for Tomales High School, and a big strikeout by Tim Sanders. And with 1 out, that'll bring up Ivan Gomez, third baseman for Tomales High School. Flew out, but did get an RBI in his first at bat. Pitch by Sanders fouled back, and that's going to be just out of play over the backstop. That'll bring the count to 0-1. Again, score in the bottom of the third here. Tomales High School leading 3-1 over Point Arena. Tomales High School, the number 1 seed, and Point Arena, the number 2 seed. So the bracket held to form. The 0-1 pitch by Sanders. Pitch down and away. That'll be ball 1. Count goes to 1-1. Again, Gomez's RBI in his first at bat with a fly out to deep right was the game's first run of the game. Count now 2-1 as that last pitch up and in. Sanders winds on the 2-1 delivery. Curveball, strike 2. That time Gomez, I think, was frozen by the curve. Nice pitch by Sanders, and the count goes to 2-2. 2-2 delivery, fastball down, just tipped by Gomez to stay alive. That keeps the count at 2-2 here with 1 out in the bottom of the third. Sanders did not have any time to warm up as the team came in late after finishing SAT scores at school. And delivery here, ball driven to left center field, and a diving catch. No, drops the ball. Great effort that time by the left fielder. Just misses it, and it ends up being a one-base hit for Ivan Gomez. So 1 out now, and that'll bring up Anthony Feliciano, the designated hitter for Tomales High School, with a runner on first. Runner goes on a hit and run. The ball crushed but foul down the left field line. Hit and run was on that time as Gomez took off. Feliciano made solid contact, but just too far out in front of it. We'll bring the count at 0-1 now. Sanders digs in, 1 out. Pitch, runner goes again. Good jump. The throw to second. In time. What a throw by Cody to get the runner out. And excuse me, that was the 3rd out. And now there's a little discussion on how many outs. I thought there was just 1 out, but Point Arena took off to the dugout as if that was out number 3. And I actually did have it right. That is only the 2nd out, as Point Arena High School is going to have to trot back onto the field. The manager of Tomales, Bill Tucker, came running out saying that's only 2 outs, and the umpire agreed. So prematurely, the Pirates took off into the dugout and had to come back out. So where we are is a count of 1-1 with Feliciano at the plate after runner being thrown out by catcher Cody Cisna on a beautiful throw to second. And there's the pitch. I believe that was just outside. So Feliciano at the plate. Delivery by Sanders. That one's going to be low and away. Count goes to 2-2. Sanders pitch, delivery up and in. That's going to be ball 3. So with 2 outs, no runners on. Feliciano here comes to the plate. Pitch by Sanders. Crushed down third base side. Halverson can't get it. Shortstop picks up, throw not in time. So that'll result in Feliciano with an infield single. Ball was hit sharply right at Anthony Halverson at third base, just deflected off of his glove as he couldn't wrap it up. Then Justin Sundstrom at short tried to make the throw, but just not in time. And this will bring up Cody Titus now for Tomales. Runner on first. Sanders throws to first on a pickoff attempt. And Feliciano dives back. So 2 outs. Runner on first. Titus at the plate. Sanders pitch. That ball is driven down the right field line, just foul. So we'll see what Tomales can do here with 2 outs and a runner on first. Pitch count's getting up there for Sanders for 3 innings. Again, not a lot of time to warm up when they got here. Had a long first inning when he gave up 3 runs, but hasn't given up anything since. And here's the pitch to Titus out of the stretch. That ball is hit to left field, should be playable. And it's dropped out in the left. Standard fly ball out to left. Dropped. We're going to have runners now on first and second. Trying to get you who dropped the... We got the lineups late as Tomales High School was awaiting the arrival of Point Arena. So I'll get you who made the drop out and left. But nonetheless, runners now on first and second. First pitch there to Jose Chavaria is a strike. Sanders can still get out of this inning with no damage, but certainly wasn't helped out that time on your typical fly to left. Dropped. Second pitch, swing and a miss. So Sanders looks to try to get it done on his own here, starting off 0-2 now to Chavaria. And a pitch, that one just misses, so the count goes to 1-2. Chavaria grounded out his first at bat back in the first inning. Out of the stretch, the pitch. Slow dribbler to third. Halverson, what's he going to do? Doesn't have time. No play. The ball again, never got control of it in his glove. It was hit very slowly. Not sure if he was going to have a play anyway, but the result now is that a two-out rally with the bases loaded, and it's going to bring up the pitcher, Morgan Giamona, to the plate, who can certainly help his cause by trying to give himself more of a cushion already with a 3-1 lead. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Here's the first pitch to him. Grounded up to the shortstop. Has some trouble, throws over to second, and they say they get him just in time. Boy, that was close. So Giamona's ground up the middle. It was taken by shortstop for Point Arena, Justin Sundstrom, who just got it over to the second baseman, Gavin Malik, for the out. And no damage after a fierce 2-out rally by Tomales High School. So we will now go to the top of the fourth. Score, Tomales High School 3, Point Arena 1. All right, welcome to the top of the fourth. Score, Tomales High School 3, Point Arena 1 in the Division 6 championship game here. Jake Ryan Newhall, the leadoff batter in the top of the fourth for Point Arena. Ground ball hit to second. Picked up nicely, thrown over to first for the first out. So Newhall goes down, ground out to second base. That was a nice play by Chavaria to get it over to Bogdan, who's playing first for the Braves. So one away for Giamona and the Tomales High School Braves, and that'll bring up the next batter, Marcus Allard. Allard struck out his first time at bat. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Beg your pardon, it's Tyler Rasmussen at the plate who popped out his first time at bat. That pitch down and away in the dirt evens out the count at 1-1. 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Ground ball hit to short, fielded cleanly, throw over to first, and in time. So that's out number 2. Fielded cleanly by Avalos over at short. Able to give it over to Bogdan at first, and 2 quick outs now for Giamona here in the top of the fourth. And now it will bring up Marcus Allard, who struck out his first time at bat. See if he can get a 2-out rally going here for the Pirates. First pitch hit in the gap, and that's a base hit to left. So just outside the reach of shortstop Juan Avalos, and gets through for a base hit here with 2 outs. And that'll bring up now Gavin Malik, second baseman. Pickoff attempt over at first, not in time. So Malik, the batter, Morgan Giamona on the mound. Pitch. That ball is hit sharply right at the shortstop. Juan Avalos picks it out of the air, and that's out number 3. So a quick top of the 4th that time for the Pirates. We're going to head to the bottom of the 4th. We'll be back just a moment. Tomales High School leads 3-1. Welcome back to the NCS Division 6 baseball championship game between Tomales High School and Point Arena. We're in the bottom of the 4th, where Tim Sanders still pitching for Point Arena. The Tomales High School Braves lead 3-1, and leadoff batter Brennan Potts at the plate. First pitch down and away, 1-0. Still a very steady wind out here. We're not too far off the coast of the Pacific Ocean here at Tomales High School, and we've got a strong wind coming from the outfield into the batter's face. Sharp hit ground ball down the left field line past Halverson, and that's a base hit to start off the bottom of the 4th for Potts. He singled early in the 1st, flew out in the 2nd, so he'll now go 2 for 3 with 2 singles. That brings up Jimmy Solomon, who also singled back in the 1st. He was hit on his at-bat in the 2nd. Pickoff attempt over at first. Potts gets back. Wind really been a factor here today. We've seen some drop balls in the outfield. We've seen some deep flies that have curved foul due to the wind. And here's the first pitch. This ball's driven to center, but that's going to get hung up in the wind, and a routine catch there as it's brought in by the Point Arena center fielder out there. That was Quinn Moore, who's playing center. That's going to be out number 1 as Solomon flies out. So with 1 out and Potts on first, that's going to bring up Jacob Brody, the catcher for Tomales High School. He also singled and scored a run back in the 3-run first inning for the Braves. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Here's the throw. It's not going to be in time. So a stolen base that time by Potts. Cody Cisna, the catcher for Point Arena, did throw out a base stealer back in the 3rd inning. Couldn't get Potts that time, who had a good jump. So runner now moves into scoring position with 1 out. Brady at the plate. Here's the pitch, and they're going to call that just outside. So the count's going to go to 2-1. Braves leading the Pirates 3-1, bottom of the 4th, 1 out. Sanders in the stretch. Here's the pitch. And a little pop right out at the shortstop, who's able to get back, make the catch. So Sundstrom makes out number 2 at short, just in the outfield grass. So now with 2 outs, it's going to bring up cleanup hitter Juan Avalos, who so far has struck out his first 2 at-bats. This time he has a chance to maybe get a big RBI with Potts at second. Sanders in the stretch. Here's the pitch. First pitch fouled back right over our broadcast table. That's going to be strike number 1. And here's the stretch, the 0-1 pitch. Pitch up, curveball, and that's called strike 2. So the count now 0-2. Again, Avalos has struck out his first 2 at-bats. Certainly doesn't want to strike out a third time, especially with a runner in second. Sanders out of the stretch. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that's driven to left. Sharply hit ball. That's a base hit. They're waving pots around third. Here's the throw. It's not going to be on time. It's going to be over the catcher's head. And Avalos goes to second, round second. He'll stay there. So an RBI double for cleanup hitter Juan Avalos. And that will put now the Tomales High School Braves up 4-1 here in the bottom of the 4th. That's going to bring up Ivan Gomez, the third baseman now for Tomales. He's had a single and a fly out so far in the game. First pitch fouled down the left field foul line. So again, this is another 2-out rally for the Braves. Count 0-1. Here's the pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss. Sanders really has looked sharp here with these pitches. Just, left one over the plate where Avalos was able to crush it on to get the last run in for the Braves. But for the most part, really doing a good job. Here's the 0-2 pitch out of the stretch. Pitch is down, fastball down and away. Avalos is going to third on the pass ball. Not in time. Third baseman drops it. Avalos is heading for home. Here's the throw, which is not going to be in time. And Avalos goes from second base to third on the pass ball, and then ends up running all the way down to home and gets scores on the air. So that's going to push the lead now to 5-1 with a 2-out burst here by the Braves. Now the bases are empty with Feliciano at the plate. Excuse me, this is Gomez at the plate who hits it sharply to third. Halverson picks it, throws over to first. They're going to call him safe. So this 2-out rally will now continue for the Braves, and now we have Anthony Feliciano coming to the plate. Gomez beats out an infield single. Sun once again now deciding to poke through a little bit here at Tomales High School. It's been an overcast and windy day along the coast. Certain areas of the Bay Area are up in the upper 90s today, but here along the coast and the Pacific, a little bit different weather pattern. Here's the pitch to Feliciano. That ball is hit to the first baseman, Bogdan, and he'll walk over to first for the third out. So a big 2-out burst there by Tomales High School to get 2 more runs. We're going to head to the top of the 5th in this Division VI championship game with Tomales High School leading 5-1. Welcome back to Tomales High School Division VI championship game where Tomales High School leads Point Arena 5-1. Leading off the top of the 5th for Point Arena Pirates is number 22, Luke Arana. He popped out earlier in the game. First pitch was a ball, 1-0. Second pitch inside, 2-0. Morgan Giamana on the mound for the Braves has only given up one run so far in this championship game. Here's the pitch. And third pitch, that's ball 3. So a quick 3-0 count to Arana, who'd like to get something started here. And that's going to cause the catcher, Jacob Brady, to go have a word with Giamana at the mound after 3 straight balls. Our umpire's going to go out there and ask him to speed it up a little bit, and conference is ended. So Point Arena certainly needs to get something going here, and perhaps a leadoff walk by Arana could do it as he's ahead in the count 3-0. Here's the pitch by Giamana. That one down the middle fouled. Pushes the count now to 3-1. Giamana really has pitched an outstanding championship game so far. Again, only have given up the 1 run. Here's a 3-1 pitch. Again, down the middle, hit sharply to third base, and that's going to be at least 1. And so a leadoff single by Luke Arana does get something going here for the Pirates. And it's going to bring up the top of the order now. It's going to bring up Cody Cisna, the catcher. It's their leadoff batter. Pitch by Giamana, hit to the second baseman, potential 2. He's out at second, throw to first, in time, double play. Boy, that was turned nicely, and certainly some appreciation here shown by the home crowd. Textbook double play that time, and all of a sudden Giamana's out of trouble here at the top of the 5th. Now 2 outs. And that's going to bring up Justin Sundstrom, who takes a first pitch looking strike. Sundstrom grounded out in a previous at bat. 0-1 pitch. Giamana works quickly, and he hits him. So that curveball got away from him, and Sundstrom gets hit. He'll trot over to first base. It's going to bring up pitcher Tim Sanders now for the Pirates, who's going to try to help his own cause with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. High fastball fouled down the right field line. Giamana jumps ahead of his counterpart, pitcher Tim Sanders, 0-1. Ball hit sharply down the right line, but just foul again. So Sundstrom had good contact, trying to take it the other way, just a little late. Quickly down 0-2 though here now with 2 outs and 1 runner on. Giamana working out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Good jump, and they're not going to throw. So Sundstrom will get himself an uncontested stolen base, moving himself into scoring position with 2 outs. Count is now 1-2. And here's the 1-2 delivery. Ball grounded down the right line. That's going to be fouled. So Sundstrom stays alive, has been continuing to work the opposite field. So we'll see if Sanders can get a base hit and drive in a run. Tomales leading 5-1 over Point Arena. Here's the pitch. Fastball drilled to left field for a base hit. They're going to wave Sundstrom around. Here's the throw to the plate, and it is in time as Sundstrom decides not to slide, and they tag him out. Great throw and tag out that time by Tomales High School. It was left fielder Jimmy Solomon throwing to the catcher on that play. Catcher Jacob Brady makes the tag again. I don't know why Sundstrom didn't slide. He obviously thought he had an uncontested run, but it just didn't work out for him. So anyway, instead of making it 5-2, we're going to head to the bottom of the 5th. Tomales High School still leads 5-1. Welcome back to Tomales High School as we're in the bottom of the fifth. Tomales High School Braves at the plate. We have a new pitcher for Point Arena. We'll get that information to you here in just a second. As ball one is tossed. The new pitcher is Justin Sundstrom, so he moves over from shortstop and takes over the pitching duties. Here's the second pitch. That one's going to be fouled back, moving the count to 1-1. Tim Sanders, who was previously pitching, has moved over to first base. We've had a few different moves. Tyler Rasmussen, who is playing first base, has moved now behind the plate to do the catching duties. And that's ball two, low and away. That moves the count to 2-1. And Cody Cisna, who was previously catching, is now playing short. 2-1 pitch. That ball's dribbled back to Sundstrom, the pitcher, who throws over to first in time. And that'll be out number one. That was Cody Titus at the plate who grounded out. It's going to bring up Jose Chavarria, second baseman for the Braves, with one out. Here's the pitch. Ball hit right to the shortstop. Cisna will throw over to first in time, and that's quickly 2 outs. So Chavarria had singled and grounded out earlier in the game. That's going to be a second ground out for him, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Morgan Giamana. So far, Justin Sundstrom having a very good pitching debut here, and that's going to be a quick out number 3 as Giamona grounds it back to Sundstrom, tosses over to first. So a 1-2-3 inning for Justin Sundstrom, who just took the mound. Very productive. That's going to take us now to the top of the 6th. Tomales High School continues to lead 5-1 over Point Arena. We'll take a quick break and join you back at the top of the 6th. All right, welcome back to our Division VI championship game where Tomales High School leads Point Arena with a score of 5-1. Morgan Giamana continues to pitch for the Braves. He was their starter. Here's the first pitch of the top of the 6th. That's a ground ball by Halverson to the shortstop. Throws over to first in time, and that's out number 1. So a very quick one pitch at bat. That time for cleanup hitter Anthony Halverson, and Giamana takes quick care of him, and that's out number 1. So we're here in the top of the 6th. We go 7 innings, so if Point Arena is going to make a move, they may want to start now. And here's the pitch now to the batter, Jake Ryan Newhall, now batting. He was hit by a pitch back in the first when he reached. Here's the pitch by Giamana. That's a swing and a miss. Giamana having a little trouble there on the mound, almost slipped on his follow-through. Kind of brushes the dirt aside. Comes back up out of the wind-up. Here's the pitch. That's a called strike number 2 on the outside corner. So quickly, Jake Ryan Newhall has 2 strikes on him here with 1 out in the top of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short. Takes a interesting hop, but here's the throw, and not in time. Ball over the first baseman's head. So Ryan Newhall is going to be on base there with an infield single. And with 1 out, that's going to bring up Tyler Rasmussen. Rasmussen has not reached base yet this game. Now Juan Avalos, the shortstop on that last ground ball, just sailed it over the first baseman's head. It was a sharply hit ball, took a little bit of a bad hop at the end, but had to rush the throw as Newhall got down the line rather quickly and just couldn't get it there. So here's a ball driven to center field. The center fielder was playing in, not in enough, but he may have a play at second, but can't pick up the ball. So that's going to end up working out for the Pirates, and that's going to give them runners now on first and second. The ball was hit shallow center field, but the center fielder, Brennan Potts, was playing very shallow. Had he picked up the ball, he would have been able to get out Newhall at second, but just couldn't get a handle on it. So runners at first and second, one out. And that's going to bring up Marcus Allard, who takes first pitch away, ball one. So again, being down 5-1, we play a 7-inning game. We're in the top of the sixth. We have a chance now for the Pirates to do some damage, get back in this one. And that's a called strike one. Count now 1-1. Runners on first and second, one out. Giamana still on the mound. He started. He's been on the mound all game. Throws to second, and that ball's going to get away from him into second. Ryan Newhall's running to third. Here's a throw. Not in time. The ball gets away from the third baseman. Rasmussen advances to second. So now we've got runners on second and third with one out. And Allard at the plate. So again, here's a great opportunity for Point Arena to get back into this championship game. Down 5-1. One out. They're going to have a conference at the mound for Tomales High School to kind of settle things down. They know that they've got this game in control, but that can slip away at any time here. A base hit potentially can score 2 runs now, which would cut this game in half. So we'll see what happens. There's a conference at the mound. Everyone's talking things over. They're going to try to regroup and say, hey, let's settle down. If a runner goes, let's not make the bad throw to make it worse. So again, that was a pickoff attempt at second as Giamana threw, got into center field. Ryan Newhall, good runner, gets to third. We're back at action. Here's the first pitch. Allard fouls it away. So again, we have Ryan Newhall currently standing at third and Tyler Rasmussen at second and Marcus Allard at the plate with one out. Here's the pitch. Ball in the dirt. That's going to be a ball. So Giamana starting to maybe struggle just a little bit with his control here in the top of the sixth. We'll see how long manager Bill Tucker allows him to continue. There's a pitch high. There's another ball. We've got a full count now with runners on second and third and one out. 3-2 pitch to Allard. That ball's inside, so he walks him. Bases loaded here in the top of the sixth. Point Arena looking to quickly get back into this championship game. They're down 5-1, but with the bases loaded and one out here in the top of the sixth, if they can get a base hit, we've got a whole new ball game. Giamana works. It's Gavin Malik at the plate. First pitch inside. So 1-0. Look for Malik to take some pitches here as Giamana struggles with control. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That time, pitch down the middle. Ball hit to the shortstop. Over to second for one. Not in time as they try to turn two. That will score a run as Ryan Newhall crosses the plate. So all in all, they do get the run to make it 5-2. So he will get an RBI. They got Allard at second on the force. Tried to turn two to get out of the inning with no damage, but just not in time. And they will get one runner scored. So now with 2 outs, we've got runners on the corner. And what do we have here? They're going to call a balk. And what a crucial balk that is. They call a balk on Giamana, which is going to send Tyler Rasmussen to the plate to score a run. And they're going to move and Tomales High School coach Bill Tucker wondering what is going on. His argument is not going to be successful. And so all of a sudden it is 5-3 with 2 outs and a runner on second. interesting sequence of events there. And at the plate is Luke Arana for Point Arena. So a base hit here, and we can have a one-run game. Here's the pitch. Arena swing and a miss. That ball was up at his eyes. Couldn't hold back. And so Giamana now quickly has him down 0-2 and can get out of this inning. Here's the pitch, just outside. The count goes to 1-2. Giamana still frustrated over what happened on the balk call, and he wants to get out of this inning with no more damage done. Out of the stretch, here's the pitch. Ball way up high. Arana holds off on that one, so the count now even at 2-2. We've got Gavin Malik at second base. Again, a base hit can make this a one-run game. Here's the pitch. Swing down the left field line, just foul. Just a little far out in front of that by Arana. Arana did single his last time at bat, so if he can duplicate that, that is exactly what the Pirates could use. Here's the pitch. And that ball's low and inside, so the count has now been pushed full. The count was initially 0-2. Arana has pushed it to a full count 3-2, making Giamana really work here in the top of the sixth. 2 outs. Score is 5-3 in favor of the Braves. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And called strike 3. So Giamana gets the called strike 3, gets out of the inning. What a great pitch. And that will send us now to the bottom of the sixth. 2-run score, though, that time for Point Arena as they close the gap here now, heading to the bottom of the sixth. It's 5-3 Tomales High School, and we'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Tomales High School. We're in the bottom of the sixth inning here in the NCS Division VI Championship Boys Baseball game. We had a late start here due to Point Arena having a scheduling conflict with SAT testing today. Finally got the game started at roughly around 3 o'clock. Tomales High School leading the championship game 5-3. Current pitcher now in his second inning of work for Point Arena is going to be, again, Justin Sundstrom. He had a very quick 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the fifth, very productive. So now he's going to try to do the same thing here, not allowing this lead to increase at all for Tomales High School. Leading it off is going to be the top of the order for the Braves. It's going to be Brennan Potts, who's had a productive day. He's had a couple of singles. He's scored a run. And he's going to step into the batter's box to lead things off here in the bottom of the sixth. Justin Sundstrom out of the windup. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle. That's called strike 1. So 0-1. Potts back in. Here's the pitch. A little control issue there. He threw the curveball. Bounced before it got over to home plate. So that'll be quickly bringing up the count to 1-1. If Point Arena can get out of this inning without allowing the Braves to score anymore, then it could be a really interesting final seventh inning of work. Here's a ground ball hit right to the first baseman. Nice play. Nice play indeed over there by Tim Sanders, who was the starting pitcher today for Point Arena. Had moved over to first base last inning, gets a ground ball. And so now, since Sundstrom is taken over the pitching duties, he's 4 up, 4 down, and that's going to bring up Jimmy Solomon. Solomon stands in, takes ball 1, low and away. bring the count to 1-0. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball low. Sundstrom really pitching well out there since he's come in. Again, has not allowed a base runner so far. He's shown a mix of the heat and curve and really had some good-looking pitches. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Right down, catches the outside corner for called strike 2. So quickly 1-2 now on Solomon, who's singled in the game, scored a run. He was hit by a pitch. Here's a curveball off speed, and Solomon just fouls it off to stay alive. That'll keep the count at 1-2. The wind has died down just a little bit here now in the bottom of the 6th. The sun has been continuously out now for the last couple of innings. Here's the 1-2 delivery. That ball is hit right again to the first baseman in foul territory. So Sanders again makes the out, and now that is 5 up, 5 down since Sundstrom has taken over the pitching duties. Tremendous job to keep the run total at 5 for Tomales High School and to allow the Pirates to get back in this game. And that'll now bring up Jacob Brady, the catcher. Here's the pitch, called strike 1 on the inside corner. So Sundstrom really being effective out there on the mound. Quickly 0-1 to Brady. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball to Halverson at third. He's got to throw it across the diamond. The throw was good right off, and Brady's going to second on the wild throw to first, and he'll get there without any problem. So it was a nice play by Halverson, who took the ground ball at third, threw across the diamond, just went off the glove of Tim Sanders, who took over the first baseman duties last inning. Not sure what, I think he was just trying to keep his foot off the bag and couldn't quite get his whole glove around the ball. So we'll chalk that up as an error. And here's the first pitch now to cleanup hitter Juan Avalos. Juan Avalos had struck out twice early in the game, but then had a huge RBI double his last time at bat. We'll see what damage he can do here. That check swing, and they're going to say he does hold it back. So 1-1 the count now. If Avalos can double as he did in his last at bat, that will give him another insurance run because Brady's at second. And the runner's going. Brady's going for third. Here's a throw, and he's out. Nice throw by the catcher, Tyler Rasmussen, as he throws down the line to Halverson. Bang, bang play, and they get out of the inning again, not giving up any runs. So since Sundstrom has come in, he's really kept him in check. And we're going to head to the top of the 7th. This is going to be the last chance for the Point Arena Pirates to tie this thing up or attempt to take the lead. We'll be right back to bring it to the last inning here in the Division VI NCS Boys Baseball Championship game. Welcome back, and we are in the top of the 7th inning, the final inning for NCS Division VI championship game between the Tomales High School Braves and the Point Arena Pirates. Going into the top of the 7th, this is going to be the Pirates' last opportunity. They're currently down 5-3 in this championship game, so let's see if they can at least tie this thing or perhaps take the lead. Here's the first pitch by Giamana, who's gone all the way. Morgan Giamana has had a terrific outing. He's given up 3 runs. He's gone the distance. He's going to try to get the complete game. Coach Bill Tucker has allowed him to stay the distance. Here's the pitch. So far, it's a 2-0 count. The batter is Tyler Rasmussen. No, excuse me. Batter is actually Cody Cisna leading it off. It's the top of the order for the Pirates. That ball is hit to center. Is it going to get over the second baseman's head? No, it's not. That ball is caught by second baseman Gavin Malik. It was in shallow center field, and because, again, there is this wind coming in from the outfield into the batter's face, it holds it up just long enough for the flyout to happen. So 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Brings up pitcher Justin Sundstrom, who started the game over at shortstop, took over the pitching duties in the 5th inning, did a terrific job. Counts 1-0. Here's a pitch by Giamana. That's a foul ball, not going to be playable down the right field line. That'll even the count at 1-1. Again, they play 7 innings here in this championship game. So if the Pirates fail to tie this thing up, the game will be over. And Sundstrom gets hit. So Giamana hits Sundstrom in the shoulder. Not what he's looking to do here in the top of the 7th. And the Point Arena Pirates have a runner at first with 1 out. That's going to send the catcher, Jacob Brady, to have a discussion with Giamana saying, hey, look, we just need 2 more outs, and we're Division VI champions of the NCS. Let's not do anything wild here. Let's just get the ball over the plate. Let's try to get it in play and take care of business. At any rate, the tying run comes to the plate in the top of the 7th, and that batter is going to be Tim Sanders, who started out pitching, has since moved over to first base. Here's the first pitch. That ball's high, but swung and fouled back. 0-1 the count. Sundstrom at first. We'll see if they take any type of gamble and see if they'll send him to steal or if they'll be a little conservative here in the top of the 7th. Pitch. Ball is away. We're going to bring the count to 1-1. The dugout of Point Arena is standing, trying to encourage for a rally here in the top of the 7th. Runner goes, hit and run. That ball is hit to left field, but it's going to be caught, and Sundstrom's got to get back. So a fly out. It was hit well, but right at the left fielder for the out. That's out number 2. And with that being said, third baseman Anthony Halverson is going to be the last opportunity now for the Point Arena Pirates. He's their cleanup hitter. Now more than ever would he like to crush one. He's the tying run. Down 5-3, 2 outs. Can Giamana go the distance for the full game? Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss by Halverson. Ball got away a little bit there from Brady, but not far enough for Sundstrom to advance, so he'll stay at first. And the wind is as calm as it's been all day with the sun out. 0-1 pitch, 2 outs, top of the... That ball's fouled back. Runner was going on a hit and run. So now the Pirates are down not only to their final out, but they're down to their final strike in this championship game. They've got their big guy at the plate. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Runner goes. And called strike 3, and that will give the Tomales High School Braves the championship of NCS Division VI on a called strike 3. And they are having a celebration out towards the pitcher's mound. They have a great home field crowd here who is now up and cheering for them. The horns are sounding, and terrific job. Morgan Giamana goes the distance for the complete game to win the championship as Halverson strikes out looking. Congratulations to the Tomales High School Braves winning the 2013 NCS Division VI Championship, and they will now shake the hands of the runner-ups. Congratulations also to the Point Arena Pirates for having a terrific season. and getting all the way to the championship game. They're going to fall just short. Final score from Tomales High School. Tomales High School Braves 5, Point Arena Pirates 3. We'll take a quick break and come back with our player of the game. Welcome back to Tomales High School in Tomales, California, right off the coast of the Pacific Ocean, where the Tomales High School Braves have won the NCS Division VI Boys Baseball Championship by a final score of 5-3 over the Point Arena Pirates. Player of the Game honors today, our PlayOnSports.com player of the game is going to go to senior shortstop Juan Avalos, who's the cleanup hitter, leader of the Braves out there today. Interestingly enough, he struck out his first 2 times at bat, but when they needed him the most, he had an RBI double to center field, which got the Braves their insurance runs back in the bottom of the 5th inning. They had 3 runs at that time, and of course, the Point Arena ended up getting 3 runs on their comeback trek, but really what won the game was that key RBI double by Avalos back in the bottom of the 5th when they needed it the most. Those, quite frankly, were the winning runs that he drove in, the 2-run double RBI up the middle. So congratulations to Juan Avalos for a terrific, not only a terrific championship game, but a terrific career at Tomales High School. Again, he's a senior, so he'll be moving on. We hope there's great things ahead for him. You know, honorary mention for player of the game to Morgan Giamana. He's a starting pitcher for Tomales High School who went the distance with a complete game in the championship game here today. So congratulations as well to him. Congratulations again to both teams for making it this far. The bracket stood intact as we had the number 1 seed, Tomales High School, and number 2 seed was Point Arena. So it kind of played out exactly as the exactly how people thought it would if you have to go according to the bracket. But, of course, you have to play the game. It was an interesting one. It got started late. It kind of ended early as it was a very quick game. They moved right through the innings, not a lot of long innings, quick scoring, 3 quick runs for Tomales in the first inning. Didn't score again until the 5th, so Point Arena held them in check for a while. Right now, the two teams are receiving their medals. Point Arena is getting their second-place medals. They'll be followed up by Tomales High School, get their first-place awards. Congratulations again. I'd like to thank my broadcast team here today, starting with Stephen Davies, who had to take off. I think it was about the 3rd inning. He had a scheduling conflict, and, of course, the starting for this game was originally started for 1. We didn't get going here today till about 3. Our fantastic videographer, Hans Webb, who made the journey here as well, and Omar Lewis, our producer behind the board, who did a great job as well today. Took the whole broadcast team at PlayOnSports.com. This is our last broadcast of the high school season here in 2013 spring. This is graduation coming up for most high schools. I know a lot of high schools graduated today. It's been a terrific season with PlayOnSports.com and a variety of sports throughout the year. We'll be back, of course, in the fall season starting in late August for football. We'll all be looking forward to come back then and have another terrific season of Play on Sports, starting with football, and we'll go through. But I know, speaking for my whole team here, it's been a terrific season. PlayOnSports.com is your place for high school sports throughout California and the nation. Once again, as we sign off from Tomales High School Braves, the champions of Division 6 in the NCS section. Congratulations to them. And we'll see you next time. Dave Shepler signing off for PlayOnSports.com. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you in the fall.